So this pranayama practice I designed as part of my own recovery from 2 days of vigorous gardening, including, yes, soaker hoses, timers, watering systems, hoops, shade fabric, all the things. And I needed to experience my own recovery and process again, because as you do things like that with a concussion, you can generate symptoms, and then you need to know how to diminish those symptoms. So this pranayama practice is for anybody with a brain and for anybody who has difficulty with your vestibular system or with concentration or mental focus also. So the pranayama practice is not that complicated, but I will say it isn't for the first few days of any acute kind of symptomology. You're looking at this video and this practice 1 year since my last concussion, 3 years since the one prior to that, and about 20 years since the ones prior to that. So be gentle with yourself and let me know how it goes. Feel free to also hit the subscribe button, the like buttons, and leave me questions or comments down below the video. Okay, see you there. Welcome for practice, and thank you for being here. I'd like us to primarily focus today on balancing the vestibular system, because as many of you know, I'm recovering from a concussion and it does influence my vestibular system. And I spent the last couple of days navigating water systems in my garden and planting starts that I had been nurturing under their grow lights. And it's amazing. And sometimes it feels like the ground underneath me is moving and my vestibular system needs to take a break. So I want to do some pranayama and practice for bringing that into balance, which does include like calming down the overall nervous system, and then also considering how our ears line up with our eyes. And when we do pranayama, how we bring a quality of integrative centering to our minds and bodies. So please take a comfortable seat and rest your hands in your lap, and you're welcome to close your eyes. Of course, if you have vertigo or vestibular issues and closing your eyes makes that more intense, then don't close your eyes. You could bring your gaze to something fixed and steady while keeping your eyes open. So make the choice that's nourishing for you. And for this particular quiet period, let's gaze at the tip of the nose, whether your eyes are closed or open. And as you gaze that closely to your face, that's called convergence. So as you're gazing that closely, let your mind and your world get more intimate to you. And begin to notice the temperature of the air coming and going at the tip of your nose, without any need to change that temperature at all, only observing it. You may begin to notice that the inhale breath is generally a little bit cooler in temperature. And the exhale breath is generally a little bit warmer in temperature. And keeping your gaze at the tip of your nose and your awareness of the breath temperature there. Lengthen your spine. And begin breathing the inhale from the pelvic floor. Let it expand up through your torso and also laterally, three-dimensionally. And see if you can do that with all your prior yoga experience. Are you able to do that without your mind leaving the tip of the nose? You may have a sense of almost like a dual operating system where A part of you is certainly aware of the breath, a concentrically expanding inhale and a gently toning exhale. And yet, let's put your primary focus just at the tip of the nose. So it's very simple. So with your gaze and your mind kind of unmoving, but the breath coming and going, you have this opportunity to sense that which represents stillness and that which represents movement. Now we'll bring the breath into Ujjayi, the whispering sound that you hear in the inner ear as the breath comes to pass through the throat. But even though your breath is moving in through your nose and out through your nose, it ought to feel like you're doing throat breathing, kind of in the place at the back of your throat that is equivalent to the top of the sternum. And sometimes we do place our attention there as a mindfulness focus, but see if you can again keep your mind focused at the tip of the nose, the eyes gazing there. That's called dristi. And we'll do 4 more breath cycles. You might have like a multi-layer operating system right now. Most of attention is at the tip of the nose. Some attention might notice the back of the throat staying open and hollow. And some attention may notice the concentrically expanding inhale and the gently toning exhale. Okay, let's add the movement of the arms now. Take your arms out to the side, palms facing out. During your inhale, raise your arms in tandem with your breath as it's raising through the torso, concentrically expanding. Include the upper portion of your collarbones. And then exhale, bring your hands down the center line of your body to Anjali Mudra. And let's try that for 5 breath cycles where now you have multiple layers of your operating system, and your primary focus can still be at the tip of the nose. So notice as the breath expands and the arms move, your eyes can remain centered. And do perhaps one more breath cycle based on your pace so that you've done about 5 altogether. And then we'll return hands to the heart. That's where we're going to end that short pranayama practice. Please relax your eyes. And now, rather than gazing at the tip of the nose, imagine that you're actually gazing sideways through the temples as if you were like a swordfish or a certain fish that has the eyes on the sides of the head gazing out. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. And with your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart and release your hands, open your eyes. Okay, so we'll do a practice that engages this vestibular system and also the eyes. That is called dristi, when you're using the eyes to focus. Drish meaning to see, dristi. So when we're moving in one direction, you may be asked to focus your eyes following your thumb. And then that hand might go to the floor for a twist, right? And as we come back, we're going to return and focus on following the thumb. What happens there is that your gaze is only here, but the space beyond you is moving. So that's blurry. And this part is focused. Okay, another practice that we're going to be doing is when the palms are together here, we bring them forward, and then we imagine that we could follow both thumbs. That's called divergence. In English, it's not a Sanskrit word. And then we bring them back together, and you're kind of sensing when they're going to meet back together. Okay, so these are short practices to do to see if we can bring some focus and concentration through the eyes to your brain to settle down the whole system and bring balance from the top to the bottom and left to right. So let's put the palms together like this, and then inhale and gaze at your thumbs forward. Now exhale, pull the thumbs wide and imagine that you're able to see them both. You're using imagination, right? Inhale, bring them back to center. And as your palms come to center, start seeing them, land your gaze there. And exhale to the heart. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale. Imagine that you're seeing both thumbs traveling. And then inhale, bring your palms together and sense when they're going to meet. Bring your gaze to your thumb. And then exhale to center. Again. So you can actually follow your eyes until they're off screen, right? And they go off screen, of course, because you can't see them at a certain place. And then try to imagine when they come on screen, when you can start seeing them again. And when they come together, focus at your thumbs, return to your heart. We'll do this one more time. Okay, now you can take your left hand back to your lap, take the right thumb in front, And on the inhale, follow your right thumb to your right as far as it comfortably goes. Place your right hand down behind you, cross your left hand to your right knee and twist to your right. Now, as you're twisting to your right, go ahead and keep your gaze open and focus on one thing, something in the distance. Maybe it's like, I don't know, 8 or 9 feet away from you, something out in the distance. And when you exhale, close your eyes and picture that you're gazing at the tip of your nose. Inhale, open your eyes and gaze to the distance. Exhale, close your eyes, gaze at the tip of your nose. Once more, inhale, open your eyes and gaze at the distance. And then exhale, close your eyes and gaze at the tip of your nose. Pick up your right hand, find your thumb, and inhale, come back to center. And then release that one, and we'll do the other side. So left thumb out, it's like you're an artist, right? And then inhale, follow your left thumb. Cross your right hand over your left knee, place the left hand behind you, and decide what you're going to gaze at to your left, right? So on the inhale, gaze to the distance. And exhale, close your eyes, gaze at the tip of your nose. Inhale, gaze at the distance. Of course, at your own breathing pace. And follow your exhale to the tip of your nose. And do that twice more, please. When you complete the exhale, then raise your left arm, find your thumb, and inhale, follow your thumb, keep it in focus as you come back to center, and then arrive in your center. Relax your hands in your lap. And see if there's any, observable difference for you. You might maybe feel more mentally clear, more present, a little more alert. You take the arms out to the side, turn your palms face up, and then inhale and make this smooth but deliberate. First third, middle third. As you go to the upper third of the breath, look up and find your thumbs. Exhale, follow your thumbs until it's fingertips in Anjali Mudra. Now, inhale, sweep the arms wide and picture that you could see both hands. As you get to the upper third of the breath, look up when your thumbs meet. Exhale, follow your thumbs until it's fingertips. Again, inhale, sweep the arms wide and take your time. First, third, middle. Can you imagine the two hands? Imagine them getting closer at the top of the inhale, look up. And exhale, come down. Let's do it twice more. And when you're imagining your hands wide out to the side like that, that's called divergence. And actually, our species needs us to be able to have an expansive view like that. Many people are spending more time on small devices and focus on things really close to their faces. So just acknowledging that, relax your hands to your lap. And let's take the left hand to the floor nearer to your left or an extra chair, or if you're sitting on the sofa, use the sofa cushions. Take your right arm out to the side. Okay, turn to your right and you can keep the palm open, but I will suggest that you're going to be following your thumb as we come up and over. And then we're going to have the chance to turn the head and gaze down. We'll turn the head to gaze up and then we'll return. So take your right arm out to the side. Okay, and then inhale, follow your thumb. Exhale, turn your gaze down towards the floor, but keep the side stretch. Inhale, rotate your head, gaze up towards your thumb. And exhale, return, keeping your gaze at your thumb. Other side, take the left arm out. Inhale, follow your thumb up. Exhale, rotate your head to gaze down. Inhale, rotate to gaze up. And exhale, follow your thumb. Okay, first side again, to the right. We're rotating the head down so that we can stretch the sides of the neck also, and do some work on vagal tone as well. So inhale, gaze up. Exhale, follow your thumb. The world around and beyond your thumb is moving, but you're keeping your focus there. The other side. Okay, return to center. And again, see if there's any noticeable sense of like the recalibration that your brain is doing. Now here's the last one that we'll do sitting like this. And now I'm going to suggest that you take that wide gaze, like gazing. For me, it's going to be the periphery of this room because I'm sitting in a room and it has a certain dimension, same for many of you. And as we're doing that, try to make a smooth line as you're gazing and tracing, and then a smooth line gazing and tracing the other way. So we'll do the right side first. So take the right arm and wrap it around behind you. Roll your right shoulder back. Lift your collarbones up. So the purpose of this is to also address tightness in the shoulder and in the neck. So as we've got this set, turn your head to your right, gaze down at the floor, and picture that you're going to trace a line on the floor and then up the wall and then to the ceiling and then down to the other side. And you're going to do that in each direction, like you have a little red light laser beam that you're tracing. And so we'll inhale when we're going up. And then exhale, go left and down. Inhale, go left and up. Exhale, right and down. Keep the right shoulder back and the collarbone lifted. Inhale, trace a line to the right, up, center. Exhale, left and down. And try to make your line really smooth. One more time here. Release your right arm, wrap the left arm around behind the small of your back, roll the left shoulder back, lift your collarbones, lift your heart. Turn your head to your left. Gaze down. Let's again make the line smooth to the best of your ability. You might notice there are places where you don't have a smooth gaze and you need a little extra concentration for that. We'll do this one more time all the way through. One round on this is 2 breath cycles. And then release. And now as you come back to center, rest both hands in your lap. Close your eyes. And think of that as a little bit of like brain yoga for yourself or for others. If you might feel the benefit or the influence, you could offer it to somebody in one of your classes. This is not a beginner's practice, however, so please take note of that. Notice the overall feeling tone of your mind, your brain. See if your eyes might be stable inside. Are they quiet or still? You can raise your hands to your heart. Thank you very much for joining me with this practice. I hope it's been beneficial to you. Before you go, please hit the subscribe button and like for any videos that are effective for you, and leave me questions or comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for being here. Namaste.